Welcome back, everybody, and I hope you're doing well. And today I'm doing something kind of different, just a little bit different. I'm introducing a new segment called Zachary Does. I'm just gonna do stuff. Various stuff? What stuff? I don't know what stuff, but stuff, if that makes any sense. What an introduction. Wow, I've probably already lost half my viewers by now. Essentially, I kind of wanted to share another part of myself outside of necessarily just reacting to music and playing video games. I wanted to share some activities that I do and kind of bring you along for some adventures that I've gone through. Today, we're kind of hitting it off pretty big because I want to share with you my adventure of going to see Beyonce on the floor, floor tickets in Toronto. And on top of that, as if it wasn't enough, I literally just spent not even 24 hours without a hotel in Toronto and then came back. So I just want to, share that story with you guys and kind of show you the footage that I captured while I was there. And yeah, kind of story time. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to react to the album with you guys because, well, it came out before I started really this channel of mine. But at the very, very beginning, I liked the album, the new album Renaissance by Beyonce, but I didn't fall in love with it quite immediately. And I think that happened to a lot of people. It took quite a few listens until I really got into it. But what really changed it was the tour. Definitely. When I saw footage of the tour that started in Europe, that's really when I was over the moon with the album, started listening to it on repeat and really started having specific favorites and kind of explored the layers of the album, really. And so I knew that she was coming to Toronto, and I know that I knew the tickets were expensive. I was kind of debating whether or not. I also was considering going to Taylor Swift, but she recently basically proved us that she's not coming to Canada. So I was really debating whether or not I should go, especially because I had to travel all the way from Montreal to Toronto, and that's either a 7-hour drive or it's a flight. I had been debating for weeks until I think I looked up some flights and I was able to find something that wasn't too expensive to get to Toronto. There were tickets available and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go by myself. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna give myself some love and I'm gonna do a solo travel to Toronto and go see her by myself. There were some available tickets on the floor, on the grounds, ground seats, and I committed to it. Psychologically and financially, not gonna lie, I'm still gonna have to recover a little bit from that, but I got tickets that were technically the fourth row in the sections that are closest to the main stage, but the rows, it's kind of weird. They were sideways rather than from front to back. The way it was made is I was at the end of that row and I was technically, I don't know, maybe 30-40 feet away from the main stage, but I was the closest to the circle at some point where she passes, where she sings Break My Soul. Anyway, I knew where I was situated. I had done my research. I knew that it was going to be a great view, a good spot. I bought myself a phone stabilizer to film my journey. Let's do that. Let's get into it. Good morning, everybody. It is a little bit past, I think 9:30, if I'm not mistaken. I got a few things on my list of things to do. I have to choose my outfit, which I still haven't done. And then I have to shower, do my hair, eat breakfast, because I feel like I won't be eating in a while. And just I have to get ready for a flight that is at 3:30-ish? I have to check. I haven't even checked. I have to check the weather. But yeah, I'll try to bring you along as I get ready and choose my outfit and head to a Beyonce concert. Sitting fourth row at the end of the row that is literally next to the round stage. There will only be a barrier between me and the stage. Yep. I'm currently trying to go through my clothes, as you can see in the background, to see what I'm wearing today, because I bought the tickets I think 3 weeks ago and I didn't get anything online to match the aesthetic of the show at all. So I'm debating right now. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to make it summery a little bit and different patterns and I don't know, I'm trying to figure out something that could work and I have no idea where I'm gonna head to. I have to take my shower first anyway. But as I was trying to find my battery pack, which I still have not found yet, and I don't think I will because I think I gave it away, I found these little beauties that I ordered, I guess, a couple of years ago from Shein or something. So I have some that might fit. Technically, you know, the gold is not part of the aesthetic, but these ones might be nice. They kind of remind me, I think, of what the performance of America Has a Problem or Pure, like one of those costumes that she has worn on tour. Otherwise, there's also this one that's really, really like neat with that tinted plastic. These ones fit me the best. In terms of the nose, I have a problem. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I have a very large like bridge on my nose, and I need specific sizes to be able to fit properly and be comfortable. So this one was fitting best. These ones are the one I usually wear, even like on a day-to-day basis. They're dirty, as you can see. It's disgusting, I have to wash them. But they kind of fit the aesthetic being silver, so I might go with these ones because they're more of a classic, or maybe bring 2 options or something like that. But yeah, trying to go through my options. By the way, something that I have not even told you guys about just yet is that after the concert, I have a party at the Access Club in Toronto, like a Beyonce themed party that I will be attending. That's it might go on until like 4 a.m. or at least that's what it says on the website, because I have a flight the next morning at 7. So I have to be at the airport for maximum 6. It's gonna be a wild night. Like I didn't book any hotels because I'm not gonna sleep. I'm not gonna sleep. Like I'm not gonna sleep. So yeah, I want to find something that's kind of comfortable that I'll be able to keep for all night. That like will avoid like sweat stains and things like that. I just don't want the look to be messed up. Because I'll be wearing it for like almost 24 hours ish. Yeah, I'm still like debating. All right, status update. I took my shower, which I have a weird question for you guys. Do you have a specific order that you kind of follow in the shower? Like I usually wash my hair first, then do face wash, then do body wash. But I accidentally put the soap, I don't know if you guys do that. I accidentally put the face wash. I accidentally put the face wash in my hands first. I don't know, it was like a weird reflex or something. And then I had to wash my face first, and that was weird. It just felt awkward, strange. Okay, so it's pretty much 11:15. I was trying to leave at around 12-ish. So I'll have to call my mom too, because she wrote to me and I want to call her before I leave. I did check the weather, and apparently it's going to be like a high of 26 degrees Celsius in Toronto today, but I only get there at like 5. So by then, temperature will already start going down. Apparently the low is going to be 18 throughout the night. So, and I have no idea what it is in Fahrenheit for my American viewers. Sorry. But it's going to be kind of chilly throughout the night. Not that much, but a little bit. So it's not going to be a super heated, like super intense day like we've had recently. So I guess I can wear pants, and I should wear pants because I know it's going to get cool and I get kind of cold on my legs. Is that weird to say? I don't know. First time vlogging, clearly. And yeah, and I have my hair to do, and I have my eyebrows to just clean up a little bit. So I'll try to bring you guys along for that. Okay, hi. So quick update. It is now what time? 12:32. I'm officially late on schedule, but I did discover that the flight is at 3:30 specifically, which gives me a bit more like leeway in terms of time. I really only need to be there like maybe an hour to an hour and a half before then. I will be using like commute, public transit to get there. So that will take about an hour. So I have to leave at like, if I want to be there an hour and a half in advance to make sure for security and, you know, the whole thing, then that's 2. And then if I have to leave an hour in advance, that's 1. So I technically still have like a solid 20-25 minutes before I have to leave. That being said, I spoke to my mom, had breakfast while I spoke with her, and I've kind of figured out what I'm gonna wear. So very quickly, we got this little piece of woo. I don't know what that was. Anyway, just necklace, pearl. I was like, Virgo's groove. I'm gonna full on go pearls. Black, because it's gonna last all night, and that's very classic. Also, black fits very well with the Renaissance theme. And I wanted to feel a little bit more summery-ish, so I went with, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I put my hand in your face for a second, but I went with these types of pants, very summery, and I have black shoes, and I have a black bag that I will show you exactly what I'm putting in just a few. But for now, I'm gonna get ready, finish, like, you know, putting cream on my face, doing my hair, putting final touches on the look, and then it's off. I think we're gonna go. We're gonna go. We're going to Toronto. Okay, so time to make my bag, and as you can see, pretty much this is everything that I want to fit in it. So first of all, I have my stabilizer that I'm going to use throughout the concert. These three pieces will go together to connect my phone to it. Then I have my earphones, my wireless earphones to listen to music on my way there, keys and ID, and my debit and credit cards, just, you know, as backup information, just in case. Then I have these, which are amazing wipes that take off any oil on the face. And this is going to be important later on tonight if I don't want to look too oily, because I did put, you know, face cream on, and that can happen. I'm going to try to fit in a deodorant, just in case, maybe. That'll be at the end. I'll see if it works. Lip balm, always important. Love Burt's Bees. Was introduced by a friend to that brand. It's really amazing. Bracelet, which I'm probably going to wear up until security anyway. This is a phone. This is my previous phone. You can see myself. Hi. Oh. Hi. My previous phone, basically, that has reverse charging capabilities. So I'm going to, it was a Google Pixel, oh my god, look at that stain. It was a Google Pixel 6, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. And basically, I'm going to keep it. It also enables wireless charging from the back. So this is going to be practical to recharge both my phone that I'm recording with and my stabilizer that both work on battery as backup. And then sunglasses to end. So everything should fit in the bag theoretically, but this is all that I'm bringing today. Yeah. So good news, everything pretty much fit in it, and I have my bracelet on, and I have my, oh wait, oh, hold on, what? Like this. my eyeglasses, yeah, well, yeah, that technically could work. My sunglasses on, so at least I don't have to put them in the bag, but I will have space in case I want to get rid of them later on throughout the night. So that's taken care of. They're probably crooked though. Anyway, so yeah, my bag is done. Stabilizer in, everything is charged, all the wires are there. And this is a mess of clothes that I'm leaving here because I don't have time to clean it up. I gotta leave soon. But at least everything is ready, and I just have to put on my shoes and we're good to go. So first and foremost, I got to the airport. Everything was fine. Everything was timed. I had time to go get coffee. I'm usually like a nice coffee drinker during the summer when it's hot. And then obviously the first thing that I did was I stained my pants with iced coffee. I don't know what happened. It leaked, and I was wearing like light blue jeans, and eventually I just looked down on my thigh and there were circles of coffee stains. I was like, fantastic, we're off to a great start. Especially because I wasn't bringing any extra clothes to change. Like whatever I was wearing at that moment, I was going to be wearing at the show and all the way up until I came back to Montreal. So I take the flight, I land. The weather said no rain, and when I landed, there was rain. I was like, oh great. And I didn't bring an umbrella, so I was kind of walking downtown trying to avoid, like, you know, too much rain. everybody, all the costumes, all the excitement. There was something different that I had never seen at a concert before, an energy that was just, it was wild. It was wild. The only thing though is that technically, Ticketmaster, let's talk. You said on your ticket that the show started at 7, but I only started at 8. What was that about? What was that about? Because I really hurried up to make it for 7, and then the show was only really starting at 8, which actually started at 8:20-ish. So for next time, please get your shit together. Thank you for your cooperation. And then the show starts, and it was the best show I've ever seen. First of all, the production is insane. The whole staging, I mean, it's a big trend of having full-on backgrounds being digital screens where essentially they can project anything, and we've seen it with like multiple tours, whether it's like Harry Styles or Taylor Swift. Pretty much like any of the big tours now employ massive projections. But I mean, the visuals came through. The visuals came through. So the first few songs happen. She starts with like Dangerously in Love, and then she goes into some of the slower songs, especially from 4 is the album that I fell in love with her. There was something about that R&B soulful energy that she brought to the album that was really, it's how I started really my relationship to Beyonce's music, if you will. So the fact that she went on to sing like 1+1, Rather Die Young, she even had I Care at some point. These are all songs that like, it was so magical to listen to. And the fact that she performed some of them on the piano that was on the side where I was and my perspective was amazing. She was maybe 40 feet away from me, just like sitting there, just singing. It was just magical. But then that switch up into the Renaissance world, it's wild. That's really when the show goes. How she does it, like the thing that she does with like the headset that moves and the chest piece and arms and whatever you want to call them, falling into that world and those designs and those transitions and interludes, it was mind-blowing.
That song is one of the best ones. If I got nothing, and darling, you got enough for both of us. So come on, baby, make love to me. Told you what you heard, baby. You don't care. You see this tears running down to my ears. I swear you like when I'm no, you don't care too much, but I still care. Everybody, welcome to Mother's Mind. Welcome to the Renaissance.
It was just so entertaining, and the show lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I was up singing the whole time. I didn't sit down one time. Even being there by yourself, you're so mesmerized by the show that it's worth it. It's 100% worth it.
Don't even waste your time trying to compete with me. No one else in this world can think like one. Unique. That's what you are. Stilettos picking vintage crystal off the bar. Category, bad, bitch, off the bar. Alien superstar. With I'm in the mood to be deep in love. I hope y'all came here to make this a night to remember. I want y'all to put your hands together and sing. I feel like falling in love. I'm in the mood to put something up.
Now, let's talk about because, you know, there's no perfect experience. So there were a few things that I was kind of like, here's what I would have done differently. First of all, I was asking security if we could get up to the gate that was next to me, especially because I was the last seat closest to the gate. And sometimes, like, especially first rows, they're allowed to like stand up and get to the gate. And I was asking if we were allowed to stand up and get closer to what was the circle stage for me, to which I was told no. The moment that she kind of got on stage and started like getting closer, people just naturally stood up and got closer and closer. So I lost my spot because I was respecting the rules. Should have been one of those moments where I was like, nah, I'm gonna disrespect the rules. Like I paid too much for this. I deserve to be closer. It sucks that I missed out on that. I could have been the closest one, but because I was too nice, I wasn't. Especially when she came around for Break My Soul. Anyway, that was fine. But then there was somebody who, I don't think they were a massive fan of Beyonce. They just like happened, I overheard like they had good prices because of corporate agreements between Ticketmaster and that company that the person worked with, or they were like 6 people that they worked together. And one of them probably got a little bit too much of merch. And that person bumped into me a minimum amount of like 10 times, maybe even 15 times, just dancing way too intensely for the crowd and the space that we had, to which I was really getting kind of annoyed at the end, and I should have said something. But guys, if there's one thing to keep in mind, just concert etiquette. You're with other people, don't ruin their experience as well. You're not the only one there. Be careful, be mindful. That person really wasn't, and it kind of affected my experience because I kept trying to, you know, either film or whatever, and they would like bump into me dancing, like pull a move and then just like, you know, elbow me or whatever. It's not a club. It's not a club, it's a concert. But if I were to do this differently, I probably, especially because of considering the prices and resale prices, I think one thing I would have definitely invested the difference to be in the Renaissance Club in the center. I already had paid a lot. I could have as well just gone a little further and like be in the center of the show, because she only went around once, that second stage. Most of the show was either on the main stage or the catwalk in the center. So I should have invested a bit more and been in the center part of the show, which would have changed probably my entire experience of the show. Not that I'm complaining, but I probably would have done that differently. And even if I could have, I would have stayed the whole weekend. I would have booked my tickets for the first show, maybe a little further away, save a bit of money, and then stay for the second show because she was performing both the Saturday and the Sunday. And I would have bought tickets very last minute when the prices dropped because okay, let's get real. Let's talk about money and let's talk about prices. I paid, I think, $810 for the tickets. Yes, absolutely insane. Worth it? Hell yeah. I don't have children. I don't have pets. I have a roommate. I live in an apartment. It's the right time to spend that money before things get serious in my life. It's a self-investment. It's a self-investment. That being said, the prices did drop to like 600 and 500, I think, at some points around my area for the seats. Had I waited to the last minute, I might have been lucky and gotten like cheaper tickets. So I would have probably like put a safe bet on the first night, get like a cheaper seat, see the show from one perspective. And because of how good the show was, I would have definitely gone for a second time and get like last minute closer tickets. So I'll keep that in mind next time that I have a concert. Obviously not every concert is like that. There are some concerts that I see once and I'm like, I'm fine, I'm good, I got enough of it. But that concert was just it was, yeah.
Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess. Paparazzi catch my fly and my coffee fresh. This that war, this that bloodline on the front line, waiting for water. Where you going? When my roots say you water down, growing like a ball tree, I'm like on fertile ground. Partition falls. Over there, I swear I saw them cameras flash. Over there, I swear I saw them cameras flash. Footprints and good kicks all on my capacity, my dress. Cause I'm addicted to the rush. Cause I rather die young, live my life without. Gotta live it all. Live my life without you. Yeah, if you feeling good, clap your hands now. Hey, clap your hands, everybody. I see you so now.
Basically, let's like recap the whole night that came after, because honestly it was kind of a wild ride. I wasn't sleeping at a hotel or anything. I was staying awake until my flight that was at 7:20 in the morning. You can imagine, like, things were not 100% planned, kind of improvised. It was quite the evening. I had an after party. Technically it was kind of a dance party held at a concert venue further away in Toronto. It was a Beyoncé themed fitting for the concert that I had been told about by a friend of mine. So when I left the concert, I was waiting for my friend to like tell me they were present, and also at the same time I was hungry, so I walked. It was kind of raining and I was trying to avoid the rain, so I was kind of walking, stopping, made it to an A&W, grabbed the burger to a drink. I got in, and first of all, the remixes were not good, and they also even played songs from other artists, and I was like, what? I thought this was a Beyonce themed party. Like, what are you doing playing? I mean, not that it's bad music, but it played like several other artists that weren't really, you know, it's not like the songs that Beyonce were featured on. It was like just completely different songs. Came around 2:30ish in the morning. I had enough. I needed some air. I don't know. I had been dancing for about 6 hours by then, combining the concert and that party together. I started really feeling it. Like I took one drink, 2 drinks, and I was like, oh, the exhaustion is starting to hit me right now. And it was also like steaming hot in that room, mostly because it was humid. Like it was humid there, it was humid inside. I really got the brunt of the humidity that weekend, so I was like, oh, I need to go outside for some air. Like I can't do this anymore. Walked out with my friend. We were chilling by the stairs. There was this girl who was also from Quebec and had left and taken, I think it was the bus to get to Montreal. She might have been a little something, I don't know. She alluded to something, saying that she's not usually that social, but that she had a little helper. Just had a conversation where like we were talking about how many people had been coming to Toronto from Montreal or Quebec on planes, on trains, on buses. Like there's a whole flock of us. I kept hearing French all the time in the city. It was wild. Like Beyonce knows how to pull in people from different territories when concerts are not closer to them. So I had seen people from Quebec going for the Beyonce concert on planes. My friend had come in on a train. It was a train full of people going to see Beyonce. That girl that we met outside of that venue had come in by bus, and the bus was full of people going to see Beyonce. But it was kind of cool to see how much of, you know, people had gone for the same interest, in that one thing had united all of us in the same city for that special weekend. The party was okay. It was fine. At least it occupied me from like maybe 12:30 all the way to 2:30 in the morning. We kind of decided to head back to the hotel lobby. So we went, chilled in the lobby, might have fallen asleep on the couch a little bit in the lobby. Then we're told by the hotel manager or whatever, I guess, that we weren't allowed to be there. Also at the same time I did charge my phone because it was running out of battery, and I had planned myself to bring like my old phone that has reverse charging capabilities, but for some reason or another the wire kept coming off and it wasn't charging my phone properly. Anyway, that was a whole mess of a situation, but by the end it was, I don't know, maybe something like 3:30 by the time that we were told to like get out of the area. So I just made my way slowly to the airport for my flight.
Move out the way. Let me dance. Queen, I come true. Tip, tip on the hardwood floor. Tip, 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 across the floor. Give me a shot. The baseline never be cut. My God, fan me off as a disco. Brand me up one hot, 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 hot. Smelling Chanel, like me up in jail. Things to the top, to the top of my MPC, making this go drop. Oh, Katani made my dread that. She looks so bad.
So there I am, 3:30 in the morning, grab an Uber, make my way to the airport, Billy Bishop Airport, which I assumed was open 24 hours, but lo and behold, it was not. Apparently it closes from, I was about to say noon, from midnight all the way to 5 a.m. So I get there at 4 and I come to go in and it's closed. And I'm like, crap. So I'm gonna have to wait. Thankfully, my phone was charged by then. So what do? I sit down next to the door and I just wait as if I'm a poor little homeless boy that has nothing to do with their life. I'm there and I chill. And then I see some people kind of come by. Some people working there, I guess security or whatnot, delivery. Door's still closed. And then I see two girls kind of come up and they go to the door and they check it out. And they're like, oh, crap. And I'm like, yeah, no, apparently it opens up at 5 only. Like, I have to wait here until 5 to be able to grab a flight. Then I ask, are you in town for the concert? Because I assume that they're taking a flight, right? So I'm like, are you in town for the concert? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, I was there too. And then we kind of start talking and conversating about the concert. And eventually I learned that they are also from Montreal. They came down by bus. They had a bus to catch at like 7 in the morning, but they had nothing to do until then. So they were looking for a place where they could sit down, grab a coffee or whatnot. And they had come to the airport before learning that it was closed until 5. So essentially between 4 and 5, we talked. We just had a conversation. I learned that one of them like studied law, the other one studied like HR. They had jobs. We had like a whole conversation about artists, about Taylor Swift not coming to Canada. Like we went on and on. Like there's nothing that brings you together like a concert and similar interests. And we had a whole conversation about that. And that was up all the way up until when they left. And we're heading back, and actually pretty much the doors opened, and Billy Bishop is kind of like, there's a pathway underground under a river that you have to go through to be able to go to the airport on the other side, to the terminal. A little funny thing that happened while I was talking is I'm sitting down and I guess a pigeon kind of came up, but I didn't see it. It went like up. I can't even explain how it's made, but it went up. And you know, I'm never lucky when it comes to like draws, raffles, lottery tickets or anything like that, but I guess life has made me lucky when it comes to two things. One, not getting shit on. And two, whenever I get in line, I always tend to get in line really at the right moment before the lineup becomes like insane. So I show up to the restaurant, I'm like, oh, the line is like pretty empty. Go up and then literally sit down, and 5 minutes later, the whole lineup is like full. I was talking to them and all of a sudden I hear like, and I look down next to me, literally inches, and the pigeon had literally shat next to me. Not on me, thankfully, but next to me. But it missed me by literally inches. So I was like, you know what? This is a blessing. This is how life is supposed to work out. I'm lucky enough not to get shot on. So by then, like 5 a.m. comes around. I start getting ready to go through the door, go through security and whatnot. And the girls probably decided to leave at that point to go get food or something. But I had to cross, because Billy Bishop, the way it's made is you're in Toronto, you step into the building, then you have to cross an underground tunnel, which is below a river, to get onto the island where the airport is and where security and, you know, the gates are. I basically told them goodbye, took the elevator, and then in the elevator, I started talking with somebody else who was also from Montreal, who was going back home on a flight with a different company. And then we just like started talking, and then we sat down at security before security opened up, and then we were talking about the concert. And it turned out he's a flight director for a company called Porter that is well known in Canada. He had bought a lot of merch, including the book of the tour. And so he like lent me the book for a couple of minutes to like flip through and look at all the pictures. And then we were talking about the concerts and venues in Montreal versus Toronto, and the rest of the world, and like tours and like anecdotes and favorite parts of the show, and just having a whole conversation. And then we kind of started to get to know each other. As well, as everybody might know on this channel, I work for a music record label in Quebec for French music, and I also, that same company also produces like concerts and shows. So I'm kind of well situated to speak on, you know, that topic of conversation and kind of like share information. So we were just like exchanging, you know, like what we want to go see, talking about like different experiences of shows that we've gone to see in the past. And because that guy was a flight director, he was able to travel, so he's seen like different concerts like in Europe and in Canada. By the time that 7 rolled around, we had like gotten coffee and breakfast, and like we were chatting and waiting together, and it was such a beautiful experience to like connect with other people, strangers that I actually didn't even like, we didn't even share names or like socials or anything, but just like have those little interactions in the morning of after the show, because we had something in common. And not once, not twice, but like literally in my case 3 times, with the girl after the after party, the Beyoncé theme party, with the 2 girls that showed up to the airport, with that guy that I was heading to the security airport with, and that we just chilled as we were waiting at the gates. I think that speaks to the level of where like the status of an artist such as Beyoncé. There's nothing more insanely beautiful than a cultural phenomenon that brings people together and makes you live experiences like that and exchange and connect. And I mean, essentially I had took off at like 3:30 in the afternoon on the Saturday, and I was on my flight at 7:20 the next morning to come back to Montreal. And it was what, 7 plus, hold on, oh god, 15, okay, well 24 minus 15, say 16, literally just a 16-hour trip to Toronto. And I had lived so many different types of interactions and moments that I probably will never forget, especially because now I'm putting it in videos like these. It was just a fantastic experience that I really appreciated. I'm, 1, very happy to be able to share that with you guys in this video, and 2, definitely is one of the many moments to come that I want to share in these types of videos. On that note, here's a lot of the footage that I captured throughout the show.
America has a problem.
If you guys enjoyed this type of video, please subscribe. I'm gonna try to share other adventures that I go through, whether it's concerts, and I mean, I have a lot of ideas in mind of things that I want to share. So there are videos that are coming up along this type of content. Also, leave a comment as to whether you're going or you've been to the tour, what your favorite moments of the tour was. Was there something specific that she did in the city where she performed? Would there be something you do differently as to like your experience going to the concert? And for those of you who are going to see her soon because she's coming to your city, what are you like expecting? What part are you gonna appreciate the most, and that you're looking forward to the most? And yeah, don't forget to like the video as well, and I'll see you guys next time around. Bye.